Hello children, today we are going to see about the chapter is matter around us pure part 3. So last class what are the things we learned? We learned about classification of matter. Okay. So on the basis of physical state, matter is classified into three main types. What are the three main types? Solids, liquids and gases. And on the basis of chemical composition, matter is classified into two main types, that is pure substance and mixtures. Pure substance can be divided into two elements and compounds, and mixtures can be divided into two homogeneous mixtures and heterogeneous mixtures. Yes or no? Yes. So today we are going to see about the types of solution. We have three types of solution, that is true solution, colloidal solution and suspension. Understood? So types of solution. True. First one is true solution. Second one is colloidal solution. Third one is suspension. So first we are going to see about true solution. So here what is meant by true solution? So it is a type of homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances. Okay, so what is meant by homogeneous mixture? It is a mixture which has a uniform composition. Okay. So it is and the particles of mixtures are not visible by the naked eye, and the particles cannot be separated by filtration. Okay. The mixture is stable. Okay. It will not settle down. And the path of beam of light is not visible in the mixture. So these all characters, if it is there, that is called as homogeneous mixes. So here the true solutions are homogeneous mixture. Okay, so homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances combined together, we are getting true solution. Okay, so here a solution has a solvent. Okay, solution, that is called solvent, and solute is which one? What we will put in the solvent? No, that is called as solute. That is, for example, sugar or salt, etc. Understood? So for example, solution of salt solution in water and solution of sugar in water. See, if you see about this is a sugar solution. Okay, I am adding some sugar in that. So only 1 spoon of sugar, and I took 150 ml of water. So here this water is a solvent and the sugar is a solute. Understood? So here the solution of sugar plus water. Solution of sugar in water means sugar solution. Okay. So here the solution is the solution. Both combined together only we are getting solution. Okay. So in the solution, solvent is water, sugar is solute. Okay. Understood? Don't confused. Okay, children. So here what we are mixing with water, any sugar or salt or whatever, we are mixing with water. So if you see the quantity, you can get it. See here 150 ml of or 150 gram of water, here 1 gram of sugar. So here lot of differences we have. Okay, so solution means that is a main part. Okay, solvent, that is one small part. So this is a true solution example. Okay, now we are going to see about properties of true solution. So what are the properties we have in this true solution? So it is already true solution is a homogeneous mixtures, no doubt. Okay, it is a homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances. Understood? And the particles or cannot be seen by our naked eye. We cannot see. See sugar with water. We are mixing with water, sugar. Okay, by the time what we cannot see the sugar again. Okay, so we cannot be seen by the naked eye. These particles and the solute particles cannot be separated by filtration. What we put no sugar, we cannot get again by filtration. Okay, and the solute particles do not settle down and the solution is stable. It will not settle down and the solution is stable. The properties do not scatter of beam light passing through it and the path of light is not visible in the solution. Here Tyndall effect is not happening. Okay, if you pass the beam of light, what happen? It will not scatter. It will not scatter. It will not go inside. It will not visible in the solution. Understood? Next one is colloidal solution. So what is meant by colloidal solution? It is a type of heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, so heterogeneous means what? What is the meaning of heterogeneous? It is we cannot see by the naked eye. Heterogeneous means we cannot see the naked eye and it is a uniform, ununiform, non-uniform composition. Non-uniform composition and the particles are visible by the naked eye. We can see the particles naked, but here this colloid solution is having heterogeneous characters also as well as homogeneous character also. So it is a heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture only, but here the particles cannot be seen by the naked eye. But heterogeneous mixtures means what? Particles we can see with our naked eye. Yes or no? Yes. But here we have a homogeneous characters also. Okay. And the solute particles cannot be separated by filtration. This is also character of colloids, homogeneous mixtures only. But heterogeneous mixtures means what? We can separate by filtration particles of matter. Yes or no? Isn't it? Yes. So here only one different. Okay, the solution is stable. How the homogeneous like that only it does. So only one point, that is because of that only it come under the heterogeneous mixture. What you know? Tyndall effect. Okay, so if you pass, this is a solution. If you pass the light beam light, what happen? We can see the path of light visible in the solution. Okay, so particles scatter a beam light passing through it and the path of light is visible in the solution. So what is, see, you see this picture children, all of you. See, this is in your textbook page number 17. You can see that. So this is a torch light. Okay, beam of light. Scatter a beam of light passing through it. Now this is a solution of copper sulfate or this is a homogeneous mixture. It will not pass. Okay, so and this is a mixture of water and milk shows Tyndall effect. Path light becomes visible. We can see the path of light is visible in the colloidal solution. Understood? If you see about the colloidal solution, a colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Example, mixture of starch in water, mixture of egg albumin in water, milk. Okay, what we are preparing now, tea, coffee, that milk, air containing dust and smoke, etc. These all are examples of colloidal solution. Okay, and next we are going to see about the properties of colloidal solution. So what are the properties? So here colloidal solution is a heterogeneous mixtures. The particles cannot be seen by the naked eye. So what I told you, colloidal solutions are having heterogeneous characters and the homogeneous mixture characters. Understood? Why it come under the heterogeneous characters? Because the particles of that scatter a beam of light passing through it and the path of light is visible in the solution. So only it come under the heterogeneous solution. Understood children? Don't confuse it. So the solid particles cannot be seen separated by filtration. The solid particles do not settle down and the solution is stable, and the particles of a beam of light passing through it and the path of light is visible in the solution. So it is called as heterogeneous mixture. So the colloidal solutions are called as heterogeneous mixture. Okay. Next we are going to see about suspension. See, suspension. Okay, so what is meant by suspension? It is a pure heterogeneous mixture of two or more substances. For example, last class I told you sand. Okay, with sand and oil. I did with the activities. I know one small demonstration I done that. So you remember that, I think so. So solution of sand in water and solution of chalk powder in water or oil in water, everything will come under the suspension. Okay. So if you are seeing about the properties of suspension, that same heterogeneous mixtures properties only. Okay. So the suspension is a heterogeneous mixture, and the particles can be seen by the naked eye, and the solid particles can be separated by filtration. The solid particles settle down and the solution is unstable. Okay, so it will settle down, we can see with our naked eye, and so the solution is unstable, and the particles scatter a beam of light passing through it and the path of light is visible in the solution. That is called as Tyndall effect. That is called as Tyndall effect. So what is Tyndall effect? It is a when a beam of light is passed through a colloidal solution or a suspension, the colloid particle scatter the beam of light and the path of light becomes visible in the solution. We can see the path of light in the solution. Understood? This effect is called as Tyndall effect. So we can see one more example I can tell you. Tyndall effect can be seen when light enters a room through a small hole due to scattering of light by the dust and smoke particles. We can see that morning. Okay, we can see morning on 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock near the window. We can see that if the room is dark, on small hole or window side, we can see this experiment. We can see that. Okay, and one more example, Tyndall effect can be seen in a dense forest. See, this is a dense forest due to scattering of light by water droplets in the snow or mist. Okay, understood? Next, we are going to see about saturated solution. Solution. Here, saturated solution. So saturated solution means it is a solution which cannot dissolve any more of a solute at a given temperature. See, for example, here one temperature. So on a room temperature or whatever. So it will not dissolve more. It cannot dissolve any more of a solute at so particularly, see, for example, with water, sugar, normally it will dissolve. Is there no? So it need a particular given temperature for solute the solution. Okay, so solvent means what? Water. Okay, solute means what? Sugar or salt or whatever. Understood? So these two together we can say that is solution. Okay, so these two together we can say that is solution. So here it is a solution which cannot dissolve any more of a solute at a given temperature. That is called saturation solution. So if you see the solubility of a substance is the amount of solute present in a saturated solution of a substance. For example, here 1 gram of sugar. Here 200 ml or 200 gram of water. So here they given the measurement. Yes or no? So here it is a substance is the amount of solute. Amount of solute present in a saturated solution of a substance. Understood? If you see about the unsaturated solution, unsaturated solution means what? It is a solution which can dissolve some more of a solute at a given temperature. So So here, so mostly we want to add 1 gram of water with 200 ml of water, 1 gram of sugar. Okay, but we can solute little more, some more of the solute at the given temperature. Understood? That is called as unsaturated solution. Understood? So now how we can prepare a saturated and unsaturated solution. So first we take see here 2 beaker A, B. Understood? So here for stirring we put one glass rod, and here we are adding salt. Here we are adding sugar. Okay, so these two beaker we took, two also we took 50 ml of water in two beakers. Add salt in one beaker with continuous stir. Stir means was stirring till no more salt dissolved in it. Okay, we have to dissolve with the help of glass rod. Okay, we have to stir with the help of glass rod in this solution. And here we have to add, similarly we have to add a sugar in this solution. We have to put the sugar and we have to stir properly, and we have to make a solution. Now it is a mixtures are heated, it dissolves some more of the solute. Okay, so here the solubility of different substances are different. Sugar solubility and the salt solubility of the solution is different, of the substance is different, and the solubility of substance varies with the temperature. It will dissolve with one temperature, it will dissolve with one temperature. Understood? Okay, now we are going to see about concentration of a solution. So what is maybe concentration of a solution? The concentration of a solution is the amount of solute present in a given amount of the solvent or a solution. See here, we want to prepare one solution. Already I told you we will take 2 gram of sugar. Okay. And 300 ml of or 300 gram of water. And we have to add. Okay. After mixing, we will get a solution. Understood? So, here the concentration of a solution is the amount of solute. Solute means what? Solvent means water. Solute means what we are going to solute. Okay. Dissolve. Okay. So, the amount of solute present in a given amount of a solvent is called as concentration of a solution. Okay, concentration of a solution. So now we are going to see about one formula of concentration of solution. So we can write that concentration of solution is equal to amount of solute by amount of solvent. Okay, so the amount of solute plus amount of solvent. Okay, so here if we want a concentration of solution, what we have to do, we have to add these two things. Understood? Or we can say amount of solute divided by amount of solution. So here, so according to our this one, amount of solute how much? 2 kg, 2 gram. Amount of solution 2 plus 300. Okay, so how much? 302. Okay, and if you want to see in the percentage, we have to do, then we will get a answer. Understood, children? So the concentration of a solution can be expressed as a mass by or mass percentage or mass by volume percentage. So we can write like this. We can write like this, children. Mass by mass percentage is equal to percentage of a solution is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Solution means amount of solvent plus amount of solute. Understood? These two combined together only we can get mass of solution. Understood, children? Okay. Now one small example we can see. Okay, children? See here one example. A solution contains 40 gram of common salt in 320 gram of water. Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage of a solution. So what we can do? Mass of solute how much? Mass of solute is equal to means solute means salt. Okay, what? How much? 40 gram. Okay, and the mass of solvent means what? Water how much? 320 gram. Now we want a solution. Mass of solution. What we have to do? We have to add that, no? Yes. By that time what we will get? 360 gram. Now we have to find out the percentage of mass solution. Mass percentage of a solution is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. So now what we can write? 40 divided by 360 into 100. So after dividing everything we will get 11.1 percentage. Understood, children? So like this only we have to see the concentration of mass percentage in a solution. So this is a mass percentage of a solution. Understood? The mass percentage of solution. So I'm going to give 1, 2, 3 examples. Okay, for you to do homework assignments. Okay, so 3 max also have to do in the assignment book, means homework book. I'm going to give now. Listen carefully. A solution has been prepared by dissolving 5 gram of urea, that is a salt. Okay, in 90 gram of water. What is the mass percentage of urea in the solution? So we have to find out the mass percentage of urea in the solution. Understood? Easy now? Yes. Next question you see. A solution contains 35 gram of common salt in 300 of water. 300 gram of water. Calculate the concentration of the solution. Means mass concentration or percentage of the solution. Understood? This is also same method. Don't confuse. Same method only you have to do and show me. See, this is another question. A solution contains 5 ml of alcohol mixed with 75 ml of water. Calculate the concentration of the solution in terms of volume percentage. Same question only but some different. So we have to find out the mass percentage of the solution. So 3 questions I gave you for assignment. You have to do it, and after finish you have to take a pic and send to me through WhatsApp. Okay, children, I hope all understood today topic. Okay, types of solution. Okay, what are the types of solution we have? What are the types of solution we have? We have 3 types of solution. What are the types of the true solution, colloidal solution, suspension, and how to prepare saturated and unsaturated solution we saw. And last we saw about concentration of mass percentage in the solution. Okay, so I hope all understood, children. Next class we can see. Okay, thank you.